Welcome back to the podcast. It's your host, Lindsay Williams. Well, who else would it be? It's me. The sun is out and it's still really hot and I still can't cope with the heat, and I'm waiting for these thunderstorms that my Alexa keeps teasing me with. So I'm hoping it will thunder this week because I cannot cope with it. So I just wanted to talk about today is your lifestyle ruining your wellness. And this was a big thing for me because I really cut back on drinking. I don't really drink anymore. Like when we have the hot tub out, I sometimes have a shandy or one drink. But in order for me to stay fit and healthy and, keep my blood pressure down and to keep my cholesterol nice and not have a fatty liver, one of the things is drinking. And our lifestyle, you have to kind of choose. Like I don't really go out anymore, and I've not chose that because of drinking. But if I was to go out, I would drink more. So say if I went out every Saturday with friends or my husband, I would drink. And to be honest, I've started going out and not really drinking or having one and reducing it because I don't think it makes me feel very good anymore. It makes my fibromyalgia feel my muscles all feel really tender, and I feel like I get like a dull ache in my back and my jaw. So I think our lifestyle, it could come in all forms. It could be drinking. So I'm going to go through some different things and see if anything like resonates with you. So stress, it can lead to a number of health problems. So if we're in our workplace, we can, it can cause us high blood pressure. We can end up with heart disease later on, anxiety. If you're feeling stress, we need to try and find healthy ways to cope, such as exercise, relaxation. I've talked about active meditation, spending more time being present at home. I've covered that on a podcast. If you're new to the podcast and haven't listened to the other ones, we need a healthier lifestyle because when we're getting older, we need to look. When we're 20s, we do not care. We just drink, do whatever we want to. We think we're invincible. But as we get older, we need to nourish our bodies and look after ourselves. And our lifestyle could be going to bed late. So the next one that I've wrote down is lack of sleep. So not getting enough sleep can lead to fatigue. I think I get about 7 hours, but I feel like I am a bit of because I'm busy and I like to do things at night, I tend to sometimes go to bed later because I watch TV, but I am fighting my eyes to be open. So that is not a good lifestyle for me, but I think that's probably because I'm going to the gym or I'm exercising at home and I'm hairdressing, I'm then doing my podcasting and my coaching. The sleep is a big thing, and I do feel like I need to just maybe go to bed an hour earlier or go to bed and not put the TV on in the bedroom, because we do need about 7-8 hours of sleep. And if we are exercising and on our feet all day, which I am anyway, then you start to feel it. And this heat now is killing us because we're not used to it. So I'm tacky, my hair's all frizzy. I'm trying to style my hair really nice and have it in a bun, and I can't really even wear foundation. So I've got this SP Factor tanner, not a tanner, it's like a golden face cream. It just glows my skin up a little bit because there's just no point in this weather. Unhealthy diet, our lifestyle. If we're not eating well, then our wellness is going to suffer. We're going to get bloated, we're going to get spots, we're going to get tired. Our body isn't going to feel like we want to do anything. So eating lots of sugar throughout the day and just loading our bodies and carb loading, we're just going to hit a plateau in the afternoon. So I've prepped my food this week, and I've been finding I'm just not wanting to eat as heavy. So I've swapped my breakfast cereals for some shakes, and these shakes that I get, they've got a bit of protein in them, but they're more for anti-inflammatory. They've got all my antioxidants in them, the vitamins, and I put chia seeds in them, a banana and soya milk and ice, and then I mixed it up. So I had that, and then I had, because it kind of does fill me, but I started to feel rumbles about 11. So what I'm doing is just having my dinner maybe a little bit earlier, because why should we have to wait till 12 o'clock? It doesn't really matter. So I boiled 2 eggs and a bit of couscous, some rice, some tomatoes and salad. So I'm just going to have and then what we've been doing this week is, because it's been nice, because we've had the barbecue, we've been eating salads with the odd sausages and lots of Nando's chicken sauce, marinate it for the week in a box in the fridge, and we just pop it out. So we've food prepped it. But I'm not spending as much money on food because I'm just getting a big tray of chicken, which is probably costing about £8, getting the salads, and it's like we're having lots of teas with it, and I'm really enjoying it. I mean, you can just like vary your salads, and you put different things on there, like couscous or a bit of coleslaw. Like, just don't put too much. Like, look at your portions. So, our wellness will suffer if we eat a lot of processed foods, sugar foods, unhealthy fats. In this weather, we tend to slow down a little bit. I mean, I have not been to the gym for about 2 weeks. I've been working out at home. And the last thing I want to do in this weather, I mean, it's probably really cool in the gym, is go in there. So you've got to really be careful when you're not exercising, when you're not doing as much activity, because you can run the risk of just overeating and eating things that you shouldn't do. And the big thing is with me, if you do work from home or do hybrid work, it's so easy just to pick something out the fridge. So even though you're working from home, prepare your food, get everything in there, ready for the week, boil some eggs, make your salad, prawn cocktail, like just get different things in boxes ready. Just go to the Poundland and I get like little boxes, and I just put things in for the week. So if I do feel a little bit hungry, I'll just go and pick something out like that. So I'm not picking a biscuit or some crisps or anything like that. So, make sure we've got our fruit. I've got some peaches and plums this week. I've really enjoyed that when I felt a little bit snackish, but it's kept me hydrated as well. Lots of water and ice, herbal teas I've been having. Vegetables and whole grains if you are having like meat and you want something warm with it. So another thing that I've wrote down is lack of exercise. If we're not, our wellness isn't going to be optimal if we're not exercising, and obviously to maintain a healthy weight or not put any weight on, we need to be making sure we're still incorporating exercise throughout our week to make sure our lifestyle, because if you've got a bit of a crazy lifestyle, so if you've got a really stressful lifestyle, you have to socialise for your job and go out, if you work in corporate, you need to make sure you're upping your exercise to reduce the stress, improve your cardiovascular health, so you need that blood flowing through your body, looking after our veins, our feet, our legs, and if we aim for about 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise, most days of the week, that's really good. Like, I've got a little exercise bike in the room, my back room, and I've got, you can get a little trumpet, or you can just go on YouTube and get a Tabata session and just do a 30-minute blast, and that will just get rid of all that negative feeling in your body when you're feeling a little bit low and stressed, and it will just prepare you for the day, and it will make your lifestyle balance with a stressful lifestyle. So we sometimes can't predict and we can't get away from stressful jobs, but if we add these wellness strategies into it, like the active meditation, the affirmation, driving to work, we could listen to certain things that are positive on our phone, and even on our lunch, just listen to different things. Just really make sure you're connecting with your body if you're feeling that overwhelmed, like when you feel like penting up in your stomach. So another thing I'm going to talk about is smoking. I don't smoke, I've never been a smoker. If you're smoking and drinking alcohol, and at the same time, more chances when you go for a blood test, there's something's going to crop up, because they're one of the markers that do crop up. Like if you your liver test, sometimes it can come up as high, and they always ask, have you been drinking? And because that's just our lifestyle, our bodies just change all the time. So if you are thinking about reducing everything, you've got to kind of swap one thing with the other. So if you are thinking about a massive health kit, don't do everything at once, because you're not going to be sustainable. But if you can just start to reduce things, change your mindset, get a strategy, get a plan, think, right, I need to start exercising, but you don't want to be exercising and smoking, because you're going to be coughing and spluttering, and you don't be smelling the smoke either. So it'd make my asthma worse if I was to smoke. So I've never smoked. But I think a lot of people are a little bit anti-smoking these days. I feel like I don't have many of my friends that do smoke, and especially we work in the fitness industry, it's very rare that I've come across, and I think that's because of the fitness side. And you tend to, when you've got more willpower when you have got something health and wellness going, and everybody goes through stages where they'll stop smoking and stop drinking and go, especially January, February, but then March, April, people tend to go back into old habits. And I've spoke about in previous podcasts about changing our habits, changing our rituals every day, and it just takes one step at a time. We should really consider, I'm not going to judge and lecture anybody, because we've all been there. I'm not perfect, but I try to live the healthiest life that I can. I try to be aware of what I'm doing. I try to promote positivity and longevity and wellness and healthy lifestyle, because that's kind of what my job is. I'm a life coach, but I'm a personal trainer, so healthy lifestyle coach. I do try and, but I look at it in a way as a busy mum, like what's realistic really. Like before I had my son, I used to go to karate every night. I used to do a lot of kickboxing. Like, I can't just up and leave now. I can't really do them things that I used to do. So I have to adjust and do different things at home, exercise at home, go for walks, do things online, go to the gym when I can. So we don't have to give up. We can just adjust as we go on. And if you are concerned about your lifestyle and impact on your wellness, speak to your doctor. They have drop-in centres now. I've just had a thing through the post saying if we want to be part of a study with our cholesterol and blood pressure, and I was like, yeah, I might as well do it, because why not? Because that keeps me accountable really, because if anything ever flagged up, at least it would show that I'm not eating the right food. So even eating a lot of salt, is going to crop up on a blood test. So, doctors, nurses, find online coach. If you want to invest in a coach, online coaching, speak to somebody. And if you're thinking about exercise, I do offer calls where I will give you strategies and give you lots of advice, especially around health and wellness. If you've got disabilities or illnesses and you're worried about your heart, and you might have just some physical barriers that you really want to get fit, but you really don't want to walk into a gym, or you're scared. So that's what I used to help people with when I used to work one-to-one in a gym. So set realistic goals. So don't try to make all the changes at once, because you probably will just give up. You'll be like, oh, I can't be bothered. This is just too much. So if you start with small changes, they are easier to stick to. And, and gradually just add extra to them, and you'll just feel more comfortable. So it's about rituals, having new rituals every day that doesn't feel like, oh, I've got to do this today and I've got to do that, because we don't want that feeling. We want to enjoy what we do. And I enjoy what I do with all my little quirky rituals that I do. It might be a little bit too much for people, but I need accountability. I really, really do. And there's just me. I work on my own, so I need that extra little bit of support for myself. And get a support system, friends. I've spoken about it before. Accountability. See if you can join any groups, and tell people what you're doing. This is my wellness journey. I say to my husband, make sure I don't do this, and push me to do that. And you can talk to your friends about your goals, and and sometimes somebody else might want to improve their wellness as well. So get somebody on board with you. And don't be afraid to ask for help. It's hard to make changes on your own. The lifestyle changes. But I think now everything's pushed in our faces online. We look at our phones, look at TikTok, everything. You see these supermodels, all unrealistic, I would say, models doing fitness that are just not even breaking a sweat. That isn't mum life to me. Mum life and fitness is so much different. It's like me, I've got a cesarean scar. We've all got body changes. Everyone's got cellulite. Everybody's got boobies, and and even men that struggle with the body as well. No one's picture perfect. We've all got lumps and bumps, and that's life. It's just, we just need to accept, but we can still be healthy and have a healthy lifestyle. And once we start falling into really positive patterns, what happens is you start seeing that weight reducing, our mobility gets better, we start walking, and we stand tall, we're really confident. So have your plan, get your journals, write everything down, and keep yourself, look at that. This month I'm going to drink less. So write down, and at the end of the month, go and treat yourself some, something nice. Go and buy yourself some new gym pants or some new trainers. Just something that's going to think, well, actually, at the end of the month, if I can do this, I'm going to treat myself. And then you can share it with everybody, or you can keep it private. You don't have to tell people. So, lifestyle is important at any age. And I think children now, we are instilling in them more, because we want them to exercise, to do more. We, looking at the government guidelines of exercise with children. Children need to be exercising more, because children are more obese these days. But that's probably because they're in the bedrooms, on the phones, on the Xboxes and Switches, that they don't go out. And another thing is, we used to play out kick can, Kirby, knock a door run. We was out till the street lights came on. But it isn't safe. Sadly, it isn't safe to go out. I would not let my son, even if he didn't have additional needs, play it out with his friends. I wouldn't be able to cope with it because I don't feel it's safe at all. So kids aren't going out. You can't just let your kids go and play in the woods and go and play at the park. You get anxiety thinking about it. So we want to be able to maybe just do things with our children. I've got a trampoline in the back garden. I'll say to my son, should we go on the trampoline, or my husband will go on there. Just something just to get them out in the garden. But it is really hard with children. And then if your children are chilling in the house, you're more likely to do the same thing. So just say, come on, let's go and do this. I'm trying to encourage my son to get to walk a little bit more. But he gets all these exercises, you know, go in and get him to, like at school, he will do swimming as part of his therapy. So he's getting quite, I mean, absolutely does so much, and that's why he's at a specialist school to do these extra things, which is part of his curriculum. So I know he's getting covered quite a lot, but not every child's the same, you see. So unless your child's quite sporty and likes activities after school, then that's great. I was always like wanting to do, I mean, I was into everything. I like to try everything. I think I didn't like to keep still. I was always doing gymnastics, climbing on my hands. I used to walk up and down the street on my hands. I used to just climb in the crab and flick myself over, go on monkey bars. I was so athletic when I was younger, and I'm not sure I could do monkey bars now, but you know, like our lifestyle is instilled with us at such a young age, and we really need to make sure that we are promoting this with our children as well, and getting them to just do different things. And my gym room's downstairs, and I've got everything in there, a boxing bag, and all my weights. So I always say to him, come and eat with mummy, and then, but then he'll like run out. So, but he can see me doing it, so it kind of, it's a little bit of encouragement too. So if you are thinking about, making some changes, like I spoke about yesterday about, self-development, this is part of self-development, health and wellness, but we can't maintain a healthy wellness lifestyle if we have a hectic lifestyle for drinking, smoking, eating bad, eating late, comfort eating, emotional eating, everything that, when you're doing a certain thing and you feel, oh, we shouldn't really be doing that. We shouldn't, because we all do it, but we can't help ourselves sometimes. But if we identify what we're doing and then the next day make next day better, that's a massive change anyway. So I think what the problem is people are being told to strive for perfection every day. You should be doing this and you should be doing that, but there is no end. We can't maintain it. We are all busy. But if we can do small changes by meal prepping, adding exercise, reducing the little naughties that we have in our life, I think we can't go wrong really. Because look at my nan, she's 92, just turned, and she's amazing, and she's got some cardiovascular, well, I won't say that many issues, but I feel like the more old age issues. But she didn't go to the gym or anything, and she probably had a lot of salt in her diet because of her age, and that's how they were, they had a ration when they were younger. They didn't have a lot of foods and vegetables, but she used to walk. She had 5 children. She used to walk everywhere. She used to have 2 jobs. So she said I kept very active, and we didn't overeat. We didn't have the money to overeat, and we just had 3 meals a day, and there was no takeaways like we do. We order Uber Eats, and just I do it, we order takeaway. We're lazy. We're a lazy society, but we have to maintain for the rest of the time, try and be as healthy as possible. So if you are struggling with anything, let me know. You can always message me, come follow me on all my socials, and just come follow what I do. I just do what I do throughout the day, and I try to make my life positive and more healthier. And I love a little bit of exercise. I don't have to go crazy every day, but I do some form of exercise every day, whether it just be core work, pelvic floor work, light weights. Just start somewhere. And if you are worried about your weight and you really struggle and you're getting out of breath, just start walking on the spot, get some baked beans, start moving your arms, and that's just the little steps every day to making big changes. So I'm going to leave it on that one. And I thought I'd talk about this today because the weather's getting nicer now. And I know what it's like when it's hot weather and we don't always feel comfortable in our clothes, because we don't always feel comfortable about how we look, how we feel. And we can feel sluggish. We can just feel out of shape. Our muscle tone could be a bit fluffy. I have lots of gut health problems because of the foods we're eating, so we end up with a bit of bloating. So just start journaling, just being very mindful what you're doing, and just write everything down, everything, and start from there. So I'm going to let you go now, and I will speak to you all in the week, and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now. Before you go, if you'd love to become a Patreon and support the show and offer your input, you can do so with the link provided in the show notes. Or are you ready to become more accountable by joining my Busy Mums Book Club and Accountability Patreon's community? We will continue to work deeper into our self-development, health and fitness, and take accountability for our own personal growth. Are you ready to become a better version of yourself?